Hi, everybody. My name is Rose Racicot from the Special Ed Technology Center. I'm an assistive technology specialist, and I'm here today with a group from Chelan School District who has been implementing a UDL initiative in their district. So we wanted to hear from them and get some input on how that's going and any advice they might have for you. So could you guys introduce yourselves? Casey?
Sure. I'm Casey Knutson. I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning for the Lake Chelan School District.
Okay. Terry?
I'm Terry Sanders, Inclusionary Practices Consultant Teacher.
And I'm Sarah Sanderson, also Inclusionary Practices Consultant Teacher.
Great. So it would be great if you guys could tell a little bit about how your UDL initiative started. Was it at the grassroots level or up at the admin level? And how did that get going for you?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. I'll dive in and talk about the kind of the top end, and maybe Terry and Sarah can talk about the grassroots end. It started in concert with a project that our state organization, the Washington Association of School Administrators, is doing. It's a inclusionary practices project that involves 54 districts across the state in 3 cohorts, and we're a part of the 2nd cohort. And our administrative team at the district level recognized a need to better support our historically marginalized students, including our special education students, in a general education classroom setting. And so that was the attraction to the project. As part of that project, we put together a leadership team that included board member, parents, administration, and teacher leadership from across the district. And so that's sort of the mechanism that introduced the work to our district. And then maybe Terry, Sarah, what it feels like out there in the real world.
Yeah, so in our roles, we work with teachers all across the district, K through 12, and we have a number of lab classroom teachers that these positions were kind of created to implement UDL in the classroom and kind of model some of those practices. And so our job is, twofold, in that we also support 1st and 2nd year teachers, but in the world of UDL, we work with those folks to continue to kind of grow and try new things and share back with the rest of the district how things are going. And we put on monthly trainings for our lab classroom teachers to continue to kind of move that work forward.
That's awesome. So thinking about traditionally special ed and general ed teachers have sometimes been siloed, or the initiative starts in one area and not the other. So how did you bring general ed and special ed teachers together to really collaborate and make this a school-wide, district-wide UDL effort?
I'd say at the district level, one of the first things we did was model that this is partnered work. And so everything that we do in the district is led by this tandem of the Director of Teaching and Learning and the Director of Inclusion or Special Education Director. And so we said this work has to happen through partnered leadership. And if anything, we want the initiative to be projected as coming out of the general education side of the house, because that's really where the change needs to happen. The learning experience that is happening for our students in the general ed classroom has to address their variability. It has to be accessible while maintaining an appropriate level of rigor. And so I feel like we model that at the district level as much as possible. And then, when I think about Terry and Sarah, they work with everybody, and they are invitationally and open to work with every teacher. And maybe you guys can speak to what that's like consulting in the district.
Yeah, one thing that we've been real careful to make clear is that UDL is a tier 1 effort, and that it's for all students, and all students benefit from any UDL that's implemented in the classroom. And so that kind of just bridges any gaps between, we're not distinguishing between special ed students or general ed students. This is a system for all students that they all benefit from.
And I think we also try and be, like Casey said, present in as many classrooms as we possibly can, not just our lab classrooms. Anytime that people are offering for us to come in and see what they're doing, we make ourselves available. And anytime someone that is not a lab classroom teacher wants support with, hey, how do I roll out UDL? I'm just kind of getting my feet under me. Where do I start? We love working with those folks too. So we try and make ourselves as available to everyone so that everyone can kind of see the value.
That sounds great. I really like that. So you guys have done such a great thing. I was privileged to recently attend your all district professional development day just recently on January 3rd. That was, a district-wide effort. And it was just a great example, and we'll share some of your slides here with the audience as well. But just in closing, what would you recommend other districts, how would they start if they want to get going on their own UDL initiative, and what advice would you give them?
I'll speak briefly and then turn it over to those other two. My main piece of advice would be recognizing the Universal Design for Learning framework as an all-encompassing framework for the learning experiences that you're going to design in your classrooms, how you're going to engage your community and your families, and the professional learning that you're going to design as well. And so since you have this all-encompassing framework at the district level, you need to get your highly capable coordinator in the room, your director of teaching and learning in the room, your special education director, your EL coordinator, your migrant coordinator, because it is a framework that has direct application to all of your student populations. And it's a way to have a cohesive approach to redesigning what we're doing for kids in our classrooms. So that's my sort of rant, I guess, on that question. And then, Terry, Sarah, what do you think about that?
Thank you, Casey.
I think the buy-in from the teachers, knowing the why, knowing the reason for the UDL, and understanding the benefits it brings to your classroom and to your students is crucial. At the feedback form that we had teachers fill out after that January 3rd PD day was 100% of the teachers knew the why behind it, and they agreed and strongly agreed that they understood the reason why the district is going in this direction. And I think that's very powerful.
And I would just add, to keep the work present and to make it consistent at staff meetings. Obviously, we had the professional development day that was centered around UDL, but at staff meetings, at PLCs, and offering continuing professional learning around UDL. We also publish a bi-weekly UDL newsletter to keep it at the forefront of people's minds. So I would just advise that when you get into this work, it can't be a one and done. You need to make sure that it's consistent and at the forefront of all that we do.
Oh, thank you guys so much. That is really helpful to hear perspective, and to have all three of you here to give input on your different roles and how it's going. And I really enjoyed talking with you today and experiencing your PD day a few weeks ago. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rose.
Thank you.